So I'm going to go to my. I've already answered a few questions. People ask, "Oh, this is Bullet, obviously, my lovely little." I said friend, but he's actually like family. And so is Gucci, my one, the one. People are saying do a live stream. Unfortunately, the live stream is going to be too complicated for me because I got other things to do. I know I said I'm relaxing, but I got a lot of complaints to make to the council, and to do what I'm going to do what I do best, which is to tell people off. And so I've got doing a live stream. I'm going to be stuck on there, and I'll probably be stuck on there for hours. So this way I can answer questions in my own time, and upload them, and then thingy. So it's just easier for me overall. I'm going to be going to. I've already answered some on my YouTube, so I'm going to go to my Twitter now, and obviously J5 Singh. He said DM me. Big up J Singh, but yeah, you'll have to. I said just give me a question afterwards. So, this is a very serious one. So, hiya, Lord Robert Young. Very prestigious name. You know, it's nice to be able to call yourself a Lord. I might change my name to Lord Raj Singh Tattle. Hi Raj, there is a bigger picture to all this unrest we are seeing, but how do on the ground sensible British people like you and I deal with it? I can't see anything but a Bosnian style civil war happening, and I've seen it for myself. And yes, it scares the shite out of me and should. And Piers Morgan sees it. I meant war, not was. I know, don't worry. I do that all the time, so I'm kind of auto-correcting myself. I'm like a Windows, no, what is it, Word 2018, whatever it is. I do it myself in my head anyway. Um, yeah, this is probably one of the scariest things for me as well. It's one of the reasons why I, uh, I kind of want to speak to all sides. For me, it can happen, but I don't want it to happen. And I think if we can resolve it by speaking and talking, and in not just talking in a kind of PC fashion. I'm talking about really being open and honest discussion where you're saying things that might offend the other side, because I think there's so many misconceptions from both sides about each other. I think as a Sikh, because I've got an insight into and an Asian, I've kind of got like a middle ground. I've grown up with Muslims. I know that there are great Muslim people who are sick and tired of all the bullshit as well. And so, what I want to try and do is to kind of, if a lot of people say I'm an Islamophobe and I hate Muslims. No, I don't. The reason why I'm so vocal because I think the shit's gonna hit the fan, and the reason why I think myself as a Sikh has to speak up is because I think we could be the bridging between communities in a way, because I have an understanding of both sides and I sympathise to a certain degree with both sides, and I'm in the middle in a way. And even if there was a civil unrest, I think the Sikhs would be in the middle. Some would be on one side, some on the other, and some neutral. So I don't ever want that to happen because it would just be a complete disaster. The thing about now, this could sound a bit crazy. They don't take offense, but the thing about white people, and I do say white people, that they're normally quite civil, but when they go crazy, like it goes to its next level, kind of batshit crazy. And so I always say it's like poking a lion. Stop poking the lion. At some point, a lion's going to bite your head off. And so that's how I see the kind of white Europeans. They seem to be very passive to a certain degree, and then when it goes crazy, well, look at the world wars. I mean, no other races would. I don't see why someone would want to build a nuclear bomb. Actually, I would. I think wiping out a few. No, I better not say what I'm going to say. We get in trouble. So, all right. So there's certain people that I think could build bridges. Now, this guy here, man, I love this dude. I hope I can meet him. I'm trying to arrange to meet him. His name's Abu Layth. And you can see here he's a imam and a scholar of Islam, and he got a lot of stick for this video for dressing as Father Christmas and having a joke and like with his kids and having Happy Christmas. And this guy's moaning at him for doing it, saying it's out of the fold of Islam. And look, I mean, this guy's just joking about, man, just joking about, and he's an imam or a scholar of Islam, and this guy is like he's getting a big following, and it's people like this kind of Muslim that is going to build bridges, because he has an outlook on kind of Islam that is much more progressive. Now, obviously, there'll be a lot of Muslims that won't like him personally because he's too progressive. So I have somebody else. I'm actually building a team, my own kind of superhero team of Muslims to combat the extremism. So, and the guy called Shamsi, he comes to the park, wicked dude, one of the people that I highly respect, and he is actually a Salafi. And the reason why I respect him so much, one, he's a very intelligent guy, and he's knowledgeable about his faith. He's actually in a mosque. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. And the thing about him, you can talk to him very openly, and he won't start shouting you're an Islamophobe or a racist. And so we need people like this who can communicate, and he is quite a very conservative. So we need both sides, and we need to talk to both sides. And so with him, I'm actually going to go to his mosque. What I'm trying to do is, because I know Sargon have a card now, I want to get him and him to have a chat or conversation with Sargon at Speaker's Corner in the future, because I think Shamsi and that guy, I mean, the thing about Shamsi is that he is fighting extremism in the community, like head on, exposing people at Speaker's Corner, having stalls outside Oxford Circus, and it's not just hearsay. He truly is fighting it, and so I respect him for that. Even though I disagree with his ideology, we can at least talk and we can build bridges, and we need to give these guys support. These guys need our support. Otherwise, it will go into civil unrest, and they need to be given support to weed out the extremists. Otherwise, it will hit a civil war at some point. Alright, so I'll go to the next question. Weng Dal SS. Alright, SS sounds a bit like the Waffon SS. Let's hope it's not. Wenger to Madrid. I'm not a football person, to be honest with you, but do you know what? I do things to annoy people. I know it's not good, but so I like Jose Mourinho just because I know it annoys people. So whatever team Jose Mourinho goes to, I say I'm a fan of that team. So it used to be Chelsea, and I used to annoy Arsenal fans and Liverpool. And I do keep track of the Premier League, not because I have any care for it, just so that I can rub it in people's faces, like Liverpool fans, and because I know a few Liverpool fans, and Arsenal and all that kind of stuff, just to kind of rub it in their faces that if they're losing and stuff. So I'm a bit vindictive like that, sorry. But I don't really have no interest, so people... can we... so City Boy... anyway, big up Darla says, and City Boy, big up you as well. Can we assume the Sikh community will be significant presence on 9th of June? With best wishes. Well, you're going to have me there. I can't really announce too much, but I definitely will be there. I might be kind of being quite prominent, depending on whether... Yeah, I'm not going to say too much, but let's just say I'll be there. Do you need anyone else? I don't know. Maybe I'm enough. But I think there should be. Can't see why not. I think Sikhs are united in the sense that, my sister's totally pissed off that Tommy Robinson's in prison. And I know other people as well are really annoyed. So I'm hoping they do come down. People are scared to go against the grain. And so if they feel like, they're going to be showing up or something like that, they might not come. But it doesn't mean that they don't support Tommy Robinson and to free him. So please, any Sikhs there, even if you don't like me, just support the guy. Come down, show the government that you can't terrorize an individual because of his kind of stance against grooming gangs and stuff like that. We can discuss the wrongs and rights of his exposing the people at the court, but having a 13-month sentence is absolutely abysmal and tyranny, in my opinion. So he could have got a slap on the wrist. Now, who's this? Fight the power. Alright. Anyway, big up. I don't know if you're with me or against me. Watch, I have a few days to kill. Buzzwords. Bed window. GCHQ. Laugh out loud. I'm not sure exactly what that means, to be honest with you. But, buzzwords. Yeah, I do have a few days to kill. Not literally, obviously. I'm not some kind of like psychopath that's gonna go around London killing people just because I'm bored. All right. So this is all right. So hello, Rose English. Racism in Islam. All right. I know I'm not only. Oh, that's pretty bad. I know I'm only towards most white honkies. I'm sorry about that. Like you, but I didn't hear to see or any reason. Yeah, fat house packy. Based on my top realist and wow, that's pretty bad. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, this racism thing. Anyone can be racist. For people to say only white people can be racist is very, very insulting. What you're trying to say then is that the white race has got so much power and is so above everybody else that they can only be racist. Nobody else. I'm sorry, man. I can be just as racist as anybody else. And so can a black person and so can a white person. So this kind of, oh, you only white people can be racist is stupid, in my opinion. You're actually putting yourself down. You're actually making yourself look like you're inferior. And so when people say to me, "Oh, white man, white privilege, and white people are the ones that are only people that can be racist," I'm like, look, just go into anybody's home privately and listen to their conversation, and you will hear from every single race that there's some form of racism, or I will call kind of tribalism in a sense that people are tribal. That doesn't mean they're racist per se. But I'm sick and tired of people saying stuff like that because to me it's insulting. Trust me, if I wanted to be a racist, I could be a full-on racist against white people and any other race. I don't see myself as inferior. I think this is a problem with a lot of people is that they call people that are so it's got Uncle Toms because they have a lack of self-confidence in their own race or history or people. And so, because of that inferiority complex, they see the white person as above them. Whereas I don't see you above me. You're on the same level of me. Actually, I might be above you as an individual. I'm only joking. I'm trying to be silly, but yeah, I'm a bit of a narcissist. But yeah, I don't see you above me. So when I'm with a white person, I don't think that white person is. I just think, all right, he's the same dude as me. Well, you can't outthink me. You definitely can't outdraw me. So whatever you got that is going to intimidate me to start thinking you are capable of being more racist than me. So yeah, I can't stand this. I mean, black people have a slightly different fight. I think just because of black people that have been enslaved, because I think their history has been erased, and that's a different situation. I'm just talking about Indians in general, and maybe people from Africa, not people that have been enslaved, because I think they have a different argument. Because if your culture, if you've been enslaved, I can imagine you would really, 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 really be disgruntled. But still, I don't believe in kind of being too self-pitying. I can understand. I look at my history and think, wow, there's a lot of hurt. But one way you put the two fingers up to your oppressors is be successful. Just start dominating like the Sikhs. Within 100 years of being like in the 1700s, Sikhs were being persecuted left, right, and centre with bounties on their heads. By the 18th century, we was running the whole of the area up to Afghanistan, and that's the best way. I mean, we was ruling the whole of half of northern India within 100 years. That's how you show your oppressors that that you're not going to be messed with and you're not going to let that hold you back. So take a leaf out of the Sikh book, I think. What have I done? Okay, so let's go down. Sorry about that. All right. Hi, Raj. It's Izzy. Hello, Izzy. Do you believe that freedom of speech will eventually disappear in Western societies? Um, Not if I'm here and other people kind of fight for it. I think it's so important that freedom of speech is retained. And a lot of people are, I'm not going to be funny, but they are so thick. I sometimes speak to people and I'm not sure if they've even got like a brain in their head because they assume that wanting freedom of speech means that you can't be offended. freedom of speech just means that you don't want words to be made illegal. So I don't think Paki should be illegal and prosecuted. But do I want someone to call me it? No, it will offend me. So that's the difference. So everyone always uses it. Oh, well, I thought you wanted freedom of speech. Why are you so offended? I can be offended. I just don't want it to be illegal. So people should be able to say it. I want to expose them. If someone calls me a Paki, I'll expose them and say, all right, this is what this guy thinks. And I think that's the beauty of letting people speak. I've let people have said to me stuff that have offended me, and I've exposed them. Rather than I'm not going to go to police and say, "Oh, I want you arrested." Oh, who is this? Cranberry. Big up Cranberry. Yeah, I'm Free Tommy again. Will you come and look after my home and pets? You know what? Maybe I might do that as a service, and leave a little drawing of your pet at the end, and just kind of walk away. Yeah, it might be a good little business actually. Me just going around the country, but I can't have any human beings there in any way. Not even visitors. I'm here. The only thing I'm expecting is people coming to do the lawn and dropping parcels off. So no, as long maybe one day I'll set up a business, and then what I can do is I'll call you first. What pets are they? Have you got any trans mammal pets amongst them? So obviously, here's my little Bullet, and Gucci is outside shouting like normal, barking. Trans animal pets. Wow. Yeah, I mean, if I had a dog that behaved like thought it was a cat, I don't know, man. I might start, this animal cruelty thing that I'm against. I might suddenly become one of the people that start becoming a bit cruel. I'm only joking. No, I do believe that some people are born into kind of like a female's body or a male body, but they're born into the wrong. But I think it's gone absolutely insane now. You have little kids, from like 4 to 5, being told that they're boys when they're really girls, or blah blah blah. And so I wouldn't be surprised if some dog was suddenly on the news, and he's been legally now kind of assigned. That it's actually a cat, and it's going to be illegal to say anything else. He'll probably get prosecuted, and the dog will, you know, um, shame us. And so yeah, it's getting a bit stupid in my opinion. I do think that, in my opinion, men are born men, women are born women, but there are some circumstances where you see people and you're like, wow, that person is so effeminate, or that vice versa. And I do think some people are born not in the wrong body, but don't have the right kind of testosterone, or the chromosomes, or whatever it is. I don't want to go too much. I'm not too scientifically knowledgeable in terms of that. So yeah, let's just hope trans mammal, doesn't occur. There's no way I want a dog that thinks it's a cat. I'm not a cat person. I think cats are a bit like me, very selfish, very needy in a way, like in the sense that they just want what's for them, just leave people without any kind of affection, and just like they always seem like they're kind of sticking 2 fingers up at you. Whereas dogs are the complete opposite. They're just so needy. So with the cat is actually more similar to me. If I think I was to be an animal, I think I'd be more, in terms of my personality, it would be a cat. Very kind of dismissive, very selfish, and just like, oh, it's all about me, 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 me. So yeah, sorry to cat people, but yeah, they're very cute when they're kittens. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. And so what I'll do is I'll start going through some of the other comments, and then over the time I'll kind of just start answering them. Maybe there might be a new comment here, so maybe I might just quickly just check before I go. Let's have a look. DM me. No, no, no. No, no. No, no, no. And so, yeah, I've answered them all here. Yeah, I've answered them all. So, anyway, I'll update this and I'll put this up soon. Anyway, take care.